if you can stop doing those for a while and start to just fill your life with more stuff, like rewarding the work that you want to do, you'll start to notice it becomes easier and easier to work and harder to go out and drink. For me, I used to drink all the time. It used to be like, oh, Jesus, you know, it's just what you do. And then over time, you start to reward the things you like doing, and you're different to people. Like, it's just the way it is. You have to be different to people. You can't, if you want to be the same as everybody else, you'll get the same results as everybody else. There's Alex Ramosi stuff about this, where it's like, if you want to be exceptional, you literally are the exception. You're not the same as everybody else, and you need to understand that it's a little bit more lonely when you get into this. But over time, especially if you paid into this community, like, you have paid to be in a community of killers. Everybody else who's in here right now will watch this video and will hopefully be in the same mindset, should be in the same mindset, right? And so if you start to think like this and you have another person who starts to think like this, you can talk, you can get on calls, you can discuss things, you can be like, right, bro, let's get this done. Let's both work on all our copy for this week. Let's both work on our outreach. Like, get on calls with people. Like, I encourage you, there's a community in there. Talk to people. Like, these are other people who are doing the same thing as you. Make things happen. You have to be proactive. If you're not proactive, nothing will happen for you. I have a friend that says to me, and this kind of sounds sort of egotistical, but he always says to me, oh, you're so great at networking. Like, why am I not? Oh, like you just seem to always connect with people. I don't think I'm great at networking. I think I just talk to people because I'm like, I'm interested in what you do. I want to be more like you. Like, you do something very well and I want to do that. I talk to them. It's just like, it's like, I suppose, being nervous to talk to girls or something. Like, you might have a friend who just goes up to everybody, and that's a skill that's like difficult, but it's like, if you really want something, like if you have a strong enough reason why, of like, I really want to succeed at this thing, that will be very easy for you. So communicate with people. So some of the best rewards you can give yourself to work. Speak to other people who are very excited and motivated. If people aren't excited, you can tell it straight away. If they're just like, yeah, I suppose I'll give this whole thing a go, and yeah, maybe it'll work out. No, they need to be absolutely hyped. If they're not hyped, I don't want to talk to them. Like, I literally don't talk to anybody who's not thinking about like doing a massive, thing. Like, why would I talk to those people? It strains me. And so that's a behavior you want to repeat. Like a positive way to reward your behavior is like, bro, I did this today, or I tried this. This didn't work out, but this did. Oh, it's great. That's how you reward it. You speak to people who are good. Another way to do it is caffeine, music, like, you find your own little ways of like enjoying it. And maybe it's setting up your workspace in a way you like. Maybe it's, buying some like lights or a nice setup or whatever. Like, I have a really nice setup now. I started out on a laptop, bro, like the worst laptop of all time. It crashed like halfway through me working one time and just died. And so you need to set up your sort of like your workspace like that. So I'm gonna move on from these. And then discourage behavior you don't want to repeat. Just straight up, just don't, like, if you're going out and drinking or you're doing these things, like, just understand, you need to drill it into your head every single time you do that. You're destroying all the hard work that you're doing during the week. And if you want to just drink and have a life like that, no problem. Absolutely up to you. I don't care. Absolutely your choice. But if you want to succeed, like, what are you doing, bro? And the final thing, you also need a strong reason why. So if you find yourself questioning all the time, like, why am I even working on this stuff? You need to understand that your mind will create reasons for you not to do things, and it'll create it in very clever ways. Like, you'll be like, oh, to what end am I doing all this work? Like, why do I really want to work? Why am I, like, because you're sitting down, you're doing, like, a lot of this work can be quite boring at times, where you're sitting doing outreach and you're setting up like systems and all this stuff. To the normal person, that's really boring. But like, if you have a strong enough reason why, you will be absolutely buzzing to do that work. And you can develop a strong reason why, and don't be afraid. Like, don't be worrying if you're like, oh, I don't know if my reason why is strong enough. Like, what I would say is, for your reason why, it's kind of just like, paint out your life. Like, literally take a paper and pen right now and write out, like, what does my life look like in 12 months time? Who do I spend time around? What am I going to be doing at the weekend? What am I going to be doing during the week? Where do I live? What's the weather like here? Write down all the stuff right now that you don't like about your life, and then write down, like, what would be the complete opposite of those things. Like, if the weather's rainy, for me it was Ireland, rainy, okay, what's the dream outcome then? Oh, I live somewhere where it's sunny all the time. Dubai. I made this stuff happen by just literally being like, oh, I really don't want to do this anymore. This is my reason why was because I had enough pain in my life to just want to change it. So I worked hard. Because like I used to be a complete mess. I used to just sit and play PlayStation all day and do nothing. And then I realized my trajectory of my life is gonna be very depressing. And then I'm gonna look back when I'm 50 and be like, what did you do with that life, bro? That was a waste of a life. And I only have one. So I'm not gonna give that away to like sitting on my Xbox all day, right? So you need to write out like all the pain points that are currently in your life and then how you want to fix those. Health pillars, very important. Very important. Sunlight, hydration, sleep, diet, and exercise. These are the most important things you need to be healthy, bro. So I actually am going to exit out here and show you like the 3 stages I went through as a newbie entrepreneur. So here's me, literally my first ever video on YouTube. I think it's my first, maybe it was a course. One of my first videos anyway, in 2020. A snot-nosed kid, 20 years old. I literally just started getting some copywritten clients and I was like, I'm going to make some free videos. I didn't even sell anything at the time. And this was me, just a young kid. He had been drinking. You can see I'm a little bit fat on me, probably a bit of beer belly. I'm not too bad out of shape, right? But I had been drinking, and this was me coming out of that process. But I was still eating really crappy food. I wasn't exercising, all that stuff. Little glass of Fanta here on the left, and this is the laptop, bro. This is the laptop. And yeah, basically this was the corner of my room. I used to just get out of bed in here, eat shitty food every day. And I didn't see how that had an effect on me growing a business. I was like, all I want to do is make money. Why the fuck do I care about all that stuff, right? And you will see in the next slide, kind of how that ended up. I ended up fat, you get depressive episodes. You basically, you don't feel good about yourself. You don't feel confident, and that affects how you make decisions in business and in life. If you look in the mirror every day and you're really out of shape and you're not healthy, that affects how you think. Because I can tell you from experience, because this was me, and I know how I thought and acted. I wasn't confident to make decisions. I didn't think I deserved to be, successful or deserved to do these things, or I didn't think people would even care because, look at me, like you don't even think these things in your head at the time. But then when you get out of that, you realize, oh shit, I was really, really unconfident back then. And so this is what like bad eating and not taking care of your health looks like. And at this time, this is when my business started like taking a, like it goes up and down. Like it started going down a little bit when I treated myself like this, and it just wasn't healthy. And then here's me now, right? So here's me now looking cool on the Tesla, but like I'm in the best shape I ever was. I want to keep pushing. I want to be completely shredded and bigger and bulkier, stuff like that. And that all came from like looking at these 5 pillars. So let's talk about them very quickly. So this is your environment right here. So making sure that you get sunlight, like get up in the morning and literally get outside. I know you might live in a country where it's not easy to get sunlight. Like I lived in Ireland. God almighty, that was the hardest place in the world to do it. But I still got out every morning when I started to understand these things. And even if it's overcast, even if it's dark, you gotta get sunlight in your eyes. And that means literally walking outside. It doesn't mean opening the window. It means walking outside. Even if it's to walk and get a caffeine drink or whatever like that, or get a coffee or whatever. You have to get sunlight every day. And again, I would highly recommend you watch Andrew Huberman on his stuff about this stuff, right? Hydration. This is like something people don't realize, but like drinking lots of water has a massive effect on your brain, cognition, your skills, and then also your ability to be healthy, right? You need to be drinking water, bro. Your car needs fuel every single day. So I drink like 5 to 6 liters of water a day. You don't need to do that at the start. It can be a little bit hard. Like for me, it's very easy now, but at the start I used to not do that. I used to be like, oh, I can't be bothered drinking water. But you don't understand, like your physical appearance and your physical health massively contribute to your success in business. I don't care. You could be the best decision maker in the world. If you are not taking care of your health, like you're just hindering your chances by like 90%. Like you honestly, being a physical presence in business, being in good shape tells people a lot about you before they even start to do business. If I look at someone, like this is a little bit of a controversial take, but if I'm able to judge a lot about a person by the shape that they're in. And if I see someone and they're like just really out of shape, I'm like, this person isn't organized. Their thoughts probably aren't clear. They don't have much discipline, and so they're just like, so I don't believe that they're going to do a good job if I hire them or if I want to work with them. and they're just lazy and they just have a shit negative mindset because the food that their inputs are obviously shit because they're out of shape and they're eating shitty foods. They're probably listening to bullshit podcasts. Their life is just conditioned for them to obviously be in this shape, right? And that's a harsh way to look at it, but it's like every single time I think like that, it gets proven right whenever I've lived abroad and stuff, as I said, when I went traveling, and I've lived with people who are like in bad shape. And I used to be in bad shape, so I feel like I've at least a little bit of qualification to talk about it. Bro, the people who are like out of shape and fat, like it translates to their being messy. It translates to just like they're complaining about work all the time. Everything's difficult. Oh, poor me, poor me. It's like, all right, bro, if you want to live like that, no problem. But like, I'm not living like that. I want to make shit happen in my life. I want to get up in the morning. Like, who do you want to be? Do you want to be the guy who's lying about, oh, work was really hard this week. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm just going to lie on my phone in bed all day. Oh, yeah. Or do you want to be the guy who's getting up, or girl, who's getting up and it's like healthy. I'm doing shit. I'm encouraging like good behavior in my life. I want to surround myself with good people. I know who I want to be. I don't know who you want to be. I know that if you want to be successful, if you want to actually succeed in anything in life, you could disagree with this, right? But then just go and do it and then tell me it doesn't work. Like, if you disagree with this, right? If you're literally sitting watching this right now and you're like, I don't know. I think that's a little bit, I don't know. I think that's a bit too much. Okay. Try and do it your way and tell me it doesn't work. Because I have literally tried it both ways. I've been very overweight and I've been very healthy. And I love my life way more now, and I get so much more done, and I'm actually successful. I'm actually able to make better decisions. You know, disagree all you want, but then try it both ways, and then tell me which is better. I guarantee there's 100 times out of 100 you choose to be healthy. 100 times. Sleep, very important. Make sure you get good sleep every night. You know, very simple. There's like deep dives into this on Andrew Huberman's podcast. Just make sure that get blackout curtains. You know, try not to be blasting music and stuff like that. And honestly, 8 hours of sleep the same time every night. Try and get up early. The earlier you get up when the sun comes up, the easier it is for your circadian rhythms and all that sort of stuff to kick in, and it just makes your entire life better. Like, if you can go to bed a little bit earlier, get up a little bit earlier, your life will be great. Diet, biggest one ever. I'm just going to say these. I'm not going to like dial into them too much, but don't drink alcohol. Like, take 6 months off. You're actually trying to make this work. And if you drink at the weekend, just understand, like, you're wasting every single ounce of breath that you have working on this business if you're drinking alcohol at the weekend. If you can't take 6 months off, you really need to reevaluate your relationship with it. And all of this is coming from experience, bro. I'm not somebody who just like, I wasn't born into a privileged life where, you know, I was brought up in a training camp where I'm perfect at all this stuff. Like, you can see the pictures of me when I did these things wrong, and you can see the picture of me now, and I can tell you from experience which person is happier and gets more done. And you're think about your goal here. It's to get to 10K a month. It's not to have a chill life and like, just, you know, like you can have a chill life building a 10K a month business. It really isn't hard to do that, but it's like, if you want all instant pleasure and if you want all these things, like, no problem, bro. Go ahead and do it. But you're not like, if you're not willing to make a change in your own life, why are you even trying? Like, what is the point? And exercise, like, you don't need to be shredding twice a day. You can literally just do like 1 hour 30 of exercise every day. I usually try and get it in the morning. At the moment, I'm very busy, so I'm going to maybe, what time is it right now? I've got an Apple Watch, by the way. Encourages good behavior. I feel healthier just wearing this thing. It's 11:18, so after this video, I might go to the gym, and then I have some calls after. So, you know, I exercise every single day. I like getting it done because usually throughout the day, the longer the day goes on, you'll have more things to do, and then you'll feel like you have to get it all done before bed, and then you'll be like, exercise isn't that important. So literally first thing in the morning, if you can exercise, for me, I love it, so it doesn't feel like a problem, but I still try and do it early in the day, because there's the odd time where if I leave it to the evening, I'm just like, nah, I don't have time, bro. I don't have time. So I try and get that done ASAP. I always get out for a walk in the morning. And so yeah, those are my key health pillars. Like, these are just absolutely universal fact that you have to do these things. And then people, this is the last thing I'm going to talk about. Remove negative people from your life. If you have people in your life who are encouraging you to drink all the time, you need to say, hey bro, I'm taking 6 months away. I actually want to give this a go. And they will probably give you resistance. And that's why you're probably where you are, is you're around people. And I, from experience, all the same stuff, dealt with this for years and years. And then as I cut people out, my life started getting infinitely better. And it is lonely for a while, but it's like, okay, if you don't want any pain, again, don't start a business. You're doing something difficult here. You're doing something that's going to give you your absolute dream life, everything you've ever wanted. You can live wherever you want. You can work on whatever time you want. You can afford to do all the class things that you want to do, and you can afford to even not work for a while. You can save money. You can buy a house. You can do whatever you want to do, but it doesn't come for free, and it doesn't come easy. You just got to do these things. You got to cut people out. You got to get other people that are good into your life, and luckily you've paid for a community of people who are good. And like, these people might be in different time zones, but find people that are in your time zone. There's enough people in this group that you'll probably find someone who's in the same city or country that you, and these people will have a good effect on your life, right? So you need to cut out people who are like when you say things, like, you'll probably do what I do, and I still try and not do this. Something I used to do is I'd watch videos like this, and then I go into my mum and dad, because I live with them, and be like, oh, I think this is the way I need to do things. This is how things work. And then they would have a disagreement, and it's just like me trying to start an argument with them nearly, because I'm like, what do you think of this thing? I'm trying to change, but what do you think? Because I'm still afraid of like my own decision making. So just listen to this stuff and become the person that you want to be, and understand that like most of the people in your life right now, probably all of them, will not think the same way as you, and that's why there's so many things that stop most people from succeeding, and this is one of them. If you can at least be aware of them, you'll start to notice it, and you'll start to be like, all right, this will take you a little bit of time, by the way. This is not going to be tomorrow. You're not going to have the perfect diet. You're not going to have the perfect people. You're not going to have perfect behavior. But like, do these little things every single day, and you'll notice your life just straight up. Understanding how your worldview is shaped. Yeah, so your worldview is shaped by the people who are around you and things that you consume on a daily basis. So if you're on Instagram every day, and like for me, it was like everybody on my Instagram, my personal one, I don't use it anymore. Well, basically like, oh yeah, you know, out for the weekend drinks, blah, blah, bullshit. And then they're like, oh yeah, fucking, you know, just all the usual stuff that everybody normally is doing, and they're posting about it all the time to tell everybody. It's like, that actually shapes how you look at the world. You start to associate weekends with, I should be doing what they're doing because that's what I see and that's what I like. I like people, whatever you look at is whatever you start to do. And it's because, you know, entrepreneur lifestyle stuff is probably unfamiliar to you because you haven't done it before. And so you need to understand that like, you just have to change this stuff, and it's a little bit hard, but like, that's why you're in a group of people who are starting to think like this. And especially if you spend any time on the calls with me or with Jacob, you start to think in a different way. And the people around you, the way they talk about certain things, like if people just complain constantly around you, I fucking can't be around someone who complains. I literally, it just sucks the life out of me. If someone's sitting there going, like there was one girl I live with in New York, right? And she's not going to watch this, right? All she did was come in and complain. Oh yeah, work was really hard today. Oh, I just can't be bothered. Oh, I've work tomorrow as well. Such a long day. What are you doing with your life? Why are you? I know this seems like a rant, but like, this is literally how a lot of people think, and like what you have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Hopefully you can relate, or hopefully not. Hopefully you don't have to relate to this. But she used to think like that, and I would just think, well, it's your choice, like your life. You could literally do anything with your time. You're educated, you have time, you have a little bit of money. I was like, why are you complaining about this shit? If you want to change, like there's a good like Stoic thing. I don't know if you read Stoics, right? But let's just go down here and like write this out. So, problem. You have a problem. Here's the flow chart. So, question is, can you, I'm not going to spell out, but can you do something about it? Here's the question. Can you do something? Okay, you have a problem. Maybe you don't like your work. Can you do something about it? If it's yes, which probably, yeah, it is, literally. You can work for a certain amount of time. You can save your money. Yes. Can you do something about it? Yes. Now, maybe you can't do something about it. Maybe for right now, you just can't do anything. You have to be surrounded by people. Like, these things are going to be difficult. at the minute. Because you're in the process now of starting to change, you're going to get answers of these, right? Can you do something about it? No. Yes, okay, so there's a problem. I'm just going to type this out because it's quicker. Basically, this is it, right? Can you, okay, you have a problem. You don't like the people in your work. Can you do something about it? Can you get yourself onto a different shift? Yeah, I think I can. Maybe I could do something about it. Then do it. Stop complaining. Complaining doesn't get you anywhere. Can you do something about it? No, it's out of my control. There's nothing I can do. Okay, well, stop complaining. How is complaining going to help it? Complaining is only going to make it worse, because over and over you're just going to complain about this thing, and it's just like, I don't think I can change it. No problem. Don't complain. Wait till you can do something about it, then do it. You know, get yourself over to here, and then do something, and stop complaining. That's literally one of the most powerful things. And so that's pretty much, this will take me to the last point, right? It's your worldview, how you look at the way you make decisions, and how, like, even your diet. You might be around people who eat loads of crappy food, or people who drink, and all they want to do is encourage you to do the same as them. Understand that, like, you know what you have to do now. You've watched this video, I've told you what to do, and I don't tell you these with any biases of like, I want you to be a certain way because it helps me. And so I don't care. If you don't do these things, you won't succeed. If you want to succeed, you will do these things, and you will see that they have results. There's nothing I'm telling you here to do that's really, really bad. I'm not telling you to go out and like punch people in the face because you think it's going to get you motivated or something. Like, I'm not telling you, I'm literally telling you just clean up your life. Cut bad people out. You know you have to do it. Eat healthy. Have a good lifestyle. Encourage good behavior. Like, none of these things are bad, right? So if people are disagreeing with you in your personal life because you start to make these decisions, they are afraid of seeing you change, and they don't want, like, because it shows them that they're not changing. You're doing something positive. If you can clearly see you're doing something positive and people are giving you negativity about it, don't take it personally. Just be like, okay, that's the way you think. This is the way I think. I know that I have faith that this stuff will, over the long term, provide me much better results than the way you think, and just do it. It's hard. This is business. Again, if you want to work, if you don't want to do hard things, ice cream shops are always hiring. McDonald's is always hiring. It's just the way you can do it, right? But I don't want you to do that. I want you to succeed, right? And how to surround yourself with the worldview. So this is the last thing I want to talk about. So luckily, you've made an absolutely excellent decision. You've joined this program. So how do you surround yourself with people that align, whose worldview aligns with what you want to achieve? Well, most likely, if you're like me, you didn't grow up around people who are very successful, or you did the things exactly like you wanted to do. And it's going to be almost no one has ever been around that. Like, there's a reason like actors move to LA. There's a reason like tech bros move to like San Francisco. There's a reason entrepreneurs like me who make content and own like consulting businesses move to Dubai. It's because there's more people here who do the stuff that I want to do. So I physically move to that place because I know that I'll interact with those people daily, and the way they think and the way they approach things and the way they just live their life aligns with what I want to do and how I want to live my life. And currently, you're probably not surrounded by anybody who does these things. Maybe you have some friends that are into the gym. Maybe your dad, or maybe you have someone in your life who's good. That's good. Surround yourself with people like that. And you're in this group, you know, you can surround yourself with other people who do what you want to do. And you also have me. If you've paid for coaching with me, maybe you haven't paid for that, that's no problem. But like, if you have paid for that, you're going to get calls of me, and if you can ask questions, you'll be like, yeah, I'm dealing with a situation in my life. How do I approach this, or how do I do this? I will happily tell you, and I'll not be a dick. I'm sunshine and rainbows when I'm talking to you on calls. I'm a little bit motivated here in these videos, because you just need to understand that this is important. But yeah, you need to just basically watch. Like, the way I did this was I just woke up every day. I encourage good behavior. It's funny, actually, I think about how many days, probably like thousands of days now, where I've essentially done the same thing, where I get up early, get out in the sunlight. I used to play with my dog. I used to feed him my eggs and toast, give him little scraps and stuff, and I would watch Alex Becker videos, Sam Ovens videos, like Jeff Bezos, anyone who's I considered successful or whatever, and I would listen to those. And it's like essentially like you have this parasocial friendship with this person, because even though you can't meet them, you're listening to what they have to say and you're taking it on board. And not everything's perfect, most of it is, right? Most of the stuff is what you need to hear. And you can watch videos, podcasts. There's a million Alex Hormozi podcasts, or even watch my stuff. And if you find it useful, you can surround yourself with these people. And it is a little bit more lonely. And I'm an extroverted person, so I find it difficult. But it's like over time you get good at it. And then you start to actually meet people and you can have these conversations. You feel like you're in the next level. Your life can be so much more than it currently is right now. And I trust me, I'm a person who craved getting out and craved surrounding myself with good people. So look, thank you very much for watching this video. If you've still watched here 43 minutes in, like, you are literally applying what you have to do. Like, if you're not watching these videos the full way through, like, I'm not putting them together. Like, my time is worth money. There's so many other things I can do with my time right now. I love making these videos, and these are essential to getting you success. So look, let's just move on to the next lesson. If I ever put these out, like, I might drop the odd video of these out on like YouTube or something. So if you're watching this video on YouTube and you're not a client of mine, hopefully this video is valuable. You can book a call down below. So now that you understand the importance of creating a good environment, it's very important that you understand why 99% of beginners fail. A lot of people will go into online business, they'll half-ass it, it won't work out, and then they'll give themselves an out by saying, oh, it just didn't work out for me. And that's not the standard that I want you to set for yourself here. It's very important that in order for you to not fail, you understand why most of the business advice you see on YouTube just isn't helping you get where you want to be. So in the next section, I'm going to reveal exactly why most of that business advice is bad and how you can actually succeed. Everyone that you're listening to on YouTube right now for business advice, to start a business, to make money, they're all wrong. Everything you are learning from them is wrong. You shouldn't be learning what you're learning from them. I'm talking here about Charlie Morgan, Iman Gadzhi, Hamza, even my videos, right? If you're watching my videos, or if you're watching any of these guys, you shouldn't be watching their business advice. I'm just going to straight up tell you, right? Because until you address the real problem you're facing, there is literally no point in you listening to business advice and you finding out, oh, what's the best business model? Oh, what's the course I should take? Oh, what's the best outreach method for my agency? Literally all pointless, right? You're wasting your own time. And I'm going to show you in this video why. So we'll just jump into the screen. So obviously I've highlighted these three guys as like, these are the ones you probably watch because this is just my audience. So if we scroll down, this is the stuff that they all promise. This is what every young guy wants. You're watching these videos because you want to get the big booty bitches, you want to get the fast car, and you want to get the watches, right? And I apologize if you're a female watching this, of whom there are probably none. Probably about 1%, so I apologize for the cross language, but if you enjoy big booty bitches, cars and watches, you're gonna love what I teach you in this video. Because the problem is, you follow these guys for business advice and to learn, like, you think that like the next big thing is in some course, it's some little piece of information that you just don't know, and I'm here to tell you that that's completely wrong. You need to be looking at business in a completely different way. The reason why 95% of people fail is because they don't actually address the main problem in their business. And it's not anything to do with the marketing, the sales, the finances, literally anything. So I'm going to show you, if you give me 15, 20 minutes today, I'm going to literally save you years of wasted time of watching all these videos, just like hundreds of hours of content that you're going to watch that you're going to feel overwhelmed by and then never actually do anything. If you just do exactly what I tell you here, right, you're going to be able to go from where you are now to a position where you're able to get these things that you want, right? Everybody wants these things and it's not wrong to want them, but you are not in a position to get them right now because of how you're behaving and acting, right? So very quickly, if you don't know who I am, I will move on from this immediately. Who am I? Oh my God, I can't even use this thing. My name is Matthew, right? And I run a 7-figure business. When I was 22, I hit my first 100K online. And these are some of the companies I've worked with. These are some of the clients. I help people get copywriting clients and start copywriting businesses, right? Boom, you should listen to me, right? So why do people fail? This is the reason everything you're listening to is wrong. Because The reason 99% of people fail in business when they start their first one is not because of any of the stuff I talked about, you know, the finances and the marketing. It's because they haven't looked at themselves. You are